Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Scions. I'm here with my loyal crew of players, and we're gonna hop into the game and get started. So we have Bigfoot with us, we have Paula, Aaron, Phenom, all of them playing their characters. So let's go ahead and throw over to Bigfoot to recap us. Bigfoot, go.
Or not.
Or don't. Also great.
Maybe
All right.
Bigfoot not here.
So last time on, our scions went to Professor Gareth Falconbane and told him all of the information that they had currently and their theories about what was going on. As he was on his way to enter into the forest to hunt for whatever creature has been making its way through it and causing the disturbance that seems to be happening at the moment. Learn that like certain animals won't go near it anymore, the griffins won't go by it, things like that. And while having this conversation, Kreslin had a interaction with the energy, the arcane energy of the forest itself, in which she understood how ancient and powerful, like whatever it was, whatever it is, but she was able to later tell the rest of the group, as well as Kagu having his own moment with the forest, in which the forest was effectively said it was hunting him in the coming days. As we saw of Gareth Falconbane, it seemed like the forest was covering, as he seemed to point out, that it looked like the forest was covering his tracks. And shit, like it was almost like a trap. That's how it felt. After seeing all this and going through the things, we all came back inside of the school, regrouped a little bit, kind of decided on the next course of action, trying to find out more information on the ley lines and different things accompanying that in the coming days, and just seeing more of like what's in the school of what we might not know. While this was happening, and after this we decided to go to the mess hall, and while that was happening, Essie went to the gardens along with Marcel. But while Essie was there, he started to have a moment of quiet reflection on his past, and how, and like trying to find like a moment of clarity within history that he was going through in that moment, which led him to a moment of contemplation of like what to do going forward. And I think that's where we left off. Did I miss anything? The fuck up shit?
No, I think that was most of it, right? Did we forget anything, guys? That anybody else remembers or wants noted?
No, I think that's basically it.
Yeah, I think you got the gist of it.
Okay. So, God damn it, Aaron. I about called you Eltrud again. Bro.
Eltrud.
Another life.
That's a different
A
turtle.
distant cousin.
Yeah, another world.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't even know if they're in the same world. I have to name someone Eltrud in my old tribe. But what were you gonna say, Josh? Sorry.
I was gonna say we left off with you, right? That's where we're at. Isn't that what we did last?
Yeah, kind of. I had finished the general memory. If I need to go through it again, I wasn't sure because Marcel, I think, was the next thing that we were going to see if he was going to interact. But I think Bigfoot was
Yes.
AFK for a moment at the
thing
time,
happened.
so I didn't know how much he caught or what.
Well,
So
go ahead and reiterate. That'll give us a good fresh memory and give Bigfoot a chance to hear it. How about that?
yeah, I can go through what I guess we can just kind of go through that last scene real quick here. Essie had looked around, made sure of where the water was flowing from, that it wasn't like just some kind of weird magical loop, that it was actually coming from outside and was a natural water source. And once he found it to be true, he sets down his stick and takes off his belt and sets it next to the pool, and then climbs into the pool at the bottom of the waterfall and sat down, took a deep breath, and started trying to clear his mind. I guess I can just go through and read this thing that I wrote. That way we have the whole memory going through. So he kind of chants a little bit. Let the water speak. The child between currents. Let the water speak. Tide speakers. Let the water speak. Root benders. Let the water speak. The storm. Let the water speak. The thunder root. Eventually, once he hits a point of the thunder root, he kind of trances for a minute. And then internally, what he has is a memory that kind of comes back to him. I was 9 again. Moko had seen a sign, a lightning-blasted tree near the edge of the spiral basin. Its roots were said to have absorbed skyfire, the thunder root, rare and volatile. She believed this would awaken my ancestral power. She sent me to Grandma Vula, a root bender of the tribe. Your great-great-grandfather, she whispered as she braided a walking stick with Stormvine. He made thunder walk beside him. Maybe the root remembers. She handed me my stick. I was excited and afraid. We crossed mist and mud until we found the tree. Vula led the ritual. My feet sank into the earth, one hand on the root, the other hand gripping a tied moonstone, a vessel to catch the lightning's memory. She chanted softly, and the root began to glow. And then the sky cracked. A surge ripped through me, but it wasn't power. It wasn't strength. It was a scream of sky trapped in wood. And then, nothing. The moonstone in my hand had shattered. The root split down the middle. I fell, not from pain, but from emptiness. Essie then gasps and awakens back in the garden pool. Kind of have a shallow breath with a hand trembling. Essie walks over to where he took off his belt and opens up the satchel and reaches into it and pulls out a small pebble. It's a piece of the shard of the moonstone that he used during the ritual. And he holds it in the palm of his hand. And in that palm is also a faint but clear scar of a spiral shape in his hand. I think that's where Essie left off.
Okay. So, Marcel, what do you do?
Also seeing this seems like a moment for us of it seems like a really private moment of obvious reflection and contemplation on something. He's I don't know what he's thinking about right now, but it seems
Yeah, I
like
wasn't
it's
sure if you
something-
could see like the
Right.
pebble in his hand or anything. If
like he
I don't
probably
know if
like
you would
I
recognize it.
doubt he's like right next to you and shit. Like or anything. You feel me? Like he's not like that close. Like because you probably just wandered off into the water, so do your thing. He's probably heard
Mhm.
like the chanting and everything. It was like it looks like he's really focused in on this and doing this. So yeah, like I guess like he'd probably wait and like
Okay.
and like around like here, like when you're just like about to hold the or like when you're holding the pellet and shit or the fragment, he'll just like uh from a bit of ways kind of be like uh actually I hate to interrupt, but well, I'm gonna go to the mess hall. Sorry to disturb you if I'm disturbing. And he'll kind of just go to the mess to the Great Hall and shit.
Okay.
Or like, well, he's like seeing if you trying to go to, or like if you still like in your moment, reverie and shit. But
Yeah. I'd say Essie would hear you and think at this point he's good to go, and would probably say like, I could use a bite as well. And he takes the pebble and puts it back in the satchel and gets his belt back on and grabs a stick and would follow you to the mess hall.
let's go. And then we'll head over there. Back
In the
up
what?
everybody. What's up?
Sorry, I thought you said something else. I was just making sure.
No,
what
I
you
just
said
said
was good.
we'll head back over. We'll head over with everybody. That's it.
Aaron, I think one of our add-ons actually spoiled the result of your roll for me, but not everybody else.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
When I did my self roll.
Yeah. Of that roll you made. Yeah, it played a sound.
I was trying to see if I was aware of Marcel being there during that time or not.
No, I got you.
And
I just thought it was funny. I thought it was funny that it played the sound. All right.
Yeah, I rolled a natural 20. That's why I played a sound. That's what he's laughing about.
But what's funny is in the chat, all I see is question marks. Because you had it hidden even from me. But it played the sound, so it spoiled it even though, even though I can't see what it was, I know what it was.
What could it be? Ba-ba. Oh.
And also for anybody listening, probably also heard that. Okay, so you are all making your way toward the dining hall. You've gotten backed up together. And it's getting toward the evening time. And I need to check a note really quick. Okay. You all make your way back into the Great Hall where you can get your foods. You can get your foods on.
Okay. Is everyone else in the Great Hall, or where'd everyone else go?
I think you were all on your way here, correct? Everybody in the party?
Yep.
I think I was already eating.
Perfectly possible.
I'm pretty sure Phenom at one point said Okasis hadn't eaten at all, right?
No.
Or someone was like, I haven't eaten, so I need to go eat.
Yeah, Marcel.
I think it was Marcel.
Marcel did.
Was it Marcel that said that? Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. You got a blood orange, Okasis.
Well, that's not what I call enough. Today, but okay.
Not a balanced breakfast, but all right.
It'll get you there. All right.
shit.
All right. Essie looks around to see if there are friends or possible friends eating anywhere to try to figure out where he's gonna sit.
For the most part, the Great Hall is empty except for the party. And Alicia Starblaze is there. She is partaking in some sort of soup. And Garrett Shadowstep is near a corner. I can link these people in chat. You guys can see. This is Alicia Starblaze. And here is Garrett over kind of brooding in a corner. Munching on some edible thing.
Edibles.
The menu for tonight's evening is a Sylvanberry Glade salad, Chimera cheddar bites, basilisk deviled eggs, and a Phases of the Moon platter, which is a sampler of charcuterie from across the realms, including Feywild moss crust ham and smoked wyvern tongue. They also have available Elder Stream rainbow trout, which is roasted whole with cloud leek stuffing, served with a lemon thistle glaze and thyme-baked root wedges. There is also available siren spiced braised minotaur shank, fall off the bone, simmered in a cinnamon blood wine with arcane star and giant's garlic. On the side, there is ember roasted fairy corn with flame butter, garlic moon green beans, arcane herb loaf with a shifting flavored crust, and crystallized salt chips of 4 elements: earth, fire, wind, and water. For dessert, there is floating island pudding, a fey wine caramel tart, and enchanted conjure cakes.
Enchanted conjure cakes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that like from a mage?
Like, are they fake?
Yeah. Is it like,
Or are they
printed?
Or is it like in WoW when they make the stuff
Yeah.
to get your mana back?
Mana
Works
burst.
Yeah.
there, so
Only one way to find out. Alright.
Essie will order the, what was it? Eldritch Dream Rainbow Trout?
Elder Stream rainbow trout.
Elder Stream, okay.
Whole other thing you said.
And some Basilisk Deviled Egg.
The basilisk deviled eggs. These are rare white-shelled eggs boiled in a stone moss broth, filled with infernal mustard and ground sapphire salt. See, when
Sounds
you guys tell me you're coming to the Dun Hall, I can have a menu ready. And then the rest of the party is there as well. Whatever you guys want to do, it is your time to shine.
I'm eating the charcuterie board stuff.
Ah.
Yeah,
It was like it's like a whole bunch of options.
Phases
right?
of the Moon Platter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Phases of the Moon platter.
Yeah.
But now,
With
what was that
Marcel and
man
Essie
called?
entering, is everyone else already seated somewhere? Like,
I would say
I'm
so.
assuming Pagu and everyone
Yeah.
else beat us there.
I'm already munching.
What
Okay.
did you? So
So
you're
Essie
eating
will
the
get his
charcuterie?
trout and his eggs
Yeah.
and come over and sit with you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, come over to slide into. Shit, Josh, what was the one you was talking about that was in the wine and shit? It was in
Was it a
in the
dessert or
blood-
a main course?
main course?
Siren Spice Minotaur Shank.
That one?
Yeah, the shank. Yeah, let me. yeah. Or so I'll take some of the Minotaur shank. Get that. The trout.
Amber roasted fairy corn. That sounds good too, actually.
Roasted
Some of the
fairy
trout.
corn.
Fairy corn. Get the green beans too. And the salad.
The salad. The Sylvan berry salad. Delicate
Yeah, the
leaves kissed
Sylvan-
by Dune. Dew. Not Dune. Dune is later this week when I start playing Dune. Delicate leaves
Sylvan
kissed by
berry?
dew, sunsweet berries from the edge of the dreaming hollow, and ghost vine vinaigrette. You see Corvus walk up, and he doesn't take any of the food, but he does take one of the nearby beverages.
Beverages.
Is he walking towards us?
Corvus?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna sit with you guys.
Essie forgot to get a drink. He gets up to go get a drink.
All right. You have
I get some-
a few options. You notice that the one that Corvus had was the last one, but there are some other options, such as Starlight Cordial, which is a non-alcoholic and glows softly in dark room. Something called Wild Mead.
Okay.
Whispering Tea of the Moon Whale, and Fairy Dust Fizz, which seems to be changing color every few minutes.
Essie will take some fairy dust fizz.
It's currently glowing a light sea green. Follows you home.
I like this color. Good color. And he walks back and sits down so he can start eating.
Corvus holds up his cup, and you notice that it's kind of like a dark, swirly. It even emits like a little bit of a smokiness scent to hit you. And he says, "It was the last one. Shadow brew espresso." Does it do you, Essie?
Corvus Shadow Brew. It was Shadow Brew Espresso.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's good. I got some fairy dust fizz. Perhaps no espresso this late at night.
Sounds questionable.
Corvus kind of smiles, and he clinks glasses with you, Essie, if you let him.
Yes. Cheers, Corvus.
Cheers. And he gulps it down. And as the final drop slides from the cup, the steam from the cup seems to curl into a shape. 3 moons overlapping. And the voice of the brew, like wind over ancient stone, murmurs. When the stone burns with no flame, and the wolf speaks without breath, one shall walk in 2 dreams, but awaken in neither. Trust the one who forgets, for they carry the truth unspoken. The steam from the cup vanishes. The cup is cold in Corvus's hand. But for a moment, you are certain that a shadow beneath your chair looked back at you. Corvus looks kind of puzzled at the espresso cup. And then he turns it so you can read a very small disclaimer on the side of it that says this. That I'm going to DM to you, Aaron, in just a moment.
Oh, okay.
You are now cursed.
Okay.
Is there any way you can also send me what was said again?
Yeah, give me 2 seconds.
Okay. And then also, I think at this point, Essie is going to be confused and he's already not sure what to trust. And he's going to stand up, push his chair back, and just be like, "Who said that?" And he kind of gets in a defensive stance, like waiting to, like trying to see what's going on.
Were you sitting next to us, by the way? I can't remember.
I believe so. If you guys were sitting there, I think we all were sitting
Yeah.
down.
Because I didn't know if you, because you said you got up to get a drink. I didn't know if you guys came back.
Yeah, and I came back over.
Okay. So
So, like, did only I hear this, or did everyone hear this?
Everybody kind of within the radius probably heard it, yeah.
well, I would react the same way then. It's just me and Essie just in a defensive stance.
We just start standing back to back in the middle of this
Yeah, yeah.
dining hall, like
I'm already traumatized, so
looking around.
Damn.
That's true.
like I just say to Essie, "Did you hear that too?"
I did. And I think the shadow looked at me.
A lot of strange things happening
I
around
pick
here.
up my chair and I look under it. Or whatever chair, whatever the shadow was, I'm looking under the chair.
The shadow
I
kind of
look under
moves
the
around
table.
as you move the chair,
Oh god.
which is normal as you're moving a chair with a light hitting it.
I just kind of move the chair back and forth and look at the shadow.
It goes back and forth like a shadow would.
Okay. I put the chair back down. I look at Kagu and say, "Everyone else seems rather calm."
It's
And the other thing you said was on the side of the cup.
Yeah, it was like a small little disclaimer.
All right, and Corvus like showed that to me, right?
Yes, he showed it to you.
Okay. I as he does that part, I look over and I read it, and I'm like, kind of more puzzled, but I kind of calmed down a little bit, I guess. Kagu.
yes.
I'm gonna show Kagu what it says on the cup too.
Okay.
I guess I can just say it out loud too, right?
Yep.
It says here, served smoking may induce prophecy.
Prophecy. What did the shadow say? I didn't catch all of it.
Essie's gonna look over towards like Marcel, Ocasis, Kreslin, any of them. Like, you guys all heard it too, right?
Yeah, during that time, so while David like jumped up and shit, Marcel was like looking around to see if like somebody intentionally like did a thing and
Like
shit.
a prank or
So,
something.
like
How-
yeah,
how
like
loud
somebody.
was it?
Alright, like I think Joe said like all of us heard it in the vicinity.
It's yeah,
right?
it's within like. You could have heard it if you're sitting anywhere kind of near them.
Yeah,
Essie was probably
so-
louder.
It wasn't screaming; it was just talking.
Yeah, it was just talking and shit. But yeah, he'd just be looking around like as because he's still in the middle of food. He ain't ate all day. He hungry. Okay, like this is really a secondary thing to him in this moment.
Oh,
Shit.
Okasis just assumes that it's just something from the food. Like we had color changing food and all weird different things so far. So it's just he assumed it's just something normal.
Hmm.
Would But it says it's what was it? Why am I blanking out? Can you read what you said earlier again?
Kagu, you asked what it said?
Yes.
It said, when the stone burns with no flame, and the wolf speaks without breath, one shall walk in 2 dreams, but awaken in neither. Trust the one who forgets, for they carry the truth unspoken.
And what was written on the cup?
It said, may induce prophecy.
That's strange.
Is this a prophecy of some sort? Did we
About
all have
wolves?
a prophecy? What stone burns?
A volcano.
Cool.
What, Kreslin?
Kreslin, did you say something?
Sorry. There's loaf in my. I didn't. I said coal.
She's
Coal?
choking on our arcane loaf.
Okay. I pat Kreslin in the back.
Don't.
Oh, sorry.
The day one of my players dies for immersion, I'm also gonna die of happiness.
Hands off. Got it.
I said it like right before he like even touches her. It's like, just hover hand. Don't. I wouldn't take it too seriously. It's probably just a gimmick.
Gimmick.
It's something to.
About dreams and wolves. Sounds very familiar.
Yeah. Or so like, oh yeah, it's just like 8 people in here, right? So it's not like there was somebody or some other thing that like might have been doing something in the real hall right now, right?
Give me a perception check.
Uh-huh. Cool. I got myself. Cause why not? Perception. Right. Alright.
Oh, that was almost a 19.
Nice.
It's a lot of things, but it wasn't.
On my screen, it was literally a 19 and fell over to a 1.
You're
Yeah,
really
that's
into
what we
that food, Marcel.
Well, roll your good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, 4 total.
Yeah, nothing unusual that you noticed in here.
What was this one? Huh? Food. But he does like write, or not currently, but he like memorized the lines to write them down later. That we all heard.
Kristen will wipe her hands off on a napkin and ask Corvus.
Ollie, you're cutting out really bad.
Like worse than normal.
Yeah, like that's really bad.
I'm sorry.
It was happening earlier when we were talking off recording too.
She will wipe her hands on like a napkin and ask Corvus if she could look at that cup, the mug.
Corvus nods and very gingerly hands it over to you.
Krestlin's going to.
That was most unusual.
Inspect the mug the insides all around it, and can she? In her mind, she believes that this is just like a gimmick or something to add flair to the drink.
Mm-hmm.
But could she do like a arcane check on it
An
to
arcana
see like
check?
yeah, arcana check, like to see like, because it was kind of very specific.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, give me an arcana check.
Nope, not on there.
Got this.
A 23.
Class.
Give me 2 seconds. You've heard tell of herbs and things when brewed into certain forms could definitely induce a prophecy of some kind, so it's not that unusual. Holy shit, that was loud. So yeah, it's not a gimmick. It's not like a with a 23 you could be able to tell like it's not just flair. Like somebody definitely mixed some stuff together here to make a powerful beverage that spoke something. Prophecy, if you're to believe the warning of the
Is
set cup.
is there like a menu board out? Like, is it written like what's available for today's like meal,
They're kind of like
beverages, food wise?
they were kind of like little cards, not necessarily a whole menu, but they were like little cards by each dish.
Do I recall seeing this particular drink, like a card for this drink, as I was getting my food?
Did you look over the drinks? Would Kreslin have looked over the drinks?
I mean, she didn't get that drink. She would have gotten like some tea, some herbal tea or something like that. So she would have.
Whispering Tea of the
Look at-
Moonwell.
Is that what you got? Whispering Tea of the Moonwell?
Yes.
Okay, give me a second.
I didn't remember you listing off teas. I was just some chamomile or
You don't recall seeing a card or anything by that particular beverage.
Okay. Just going to talk to Corvus, as she hands the cup over after doing one more look over. She'll hand it back to him, and she'll ask him, you said that this was the last one?
Hmm?
I was already seated when he got that drink. Right?
Yes.
Alright, so I would have had already gone over all the tables and all the food items and beverages. And if I didn't see it and for it to already be there for him, that means I'm going to say this to him. When I was getting my food, I didn't see this drink on the table. And for you to say it was the last one, I don't remember this being a part of the menu.
Mm.
She says in a very questioning way. As if she's like she's asking that question to herself. She gives them a
Perhaps we should speak with the cook. Wait, have you guys met the cook?
I don't believe
No.
so.
Yeah.
That's Corvus asking, not Josh.
No. Have
We were
you?
answering no.
Okay, just want to make it clear.
I don't think so.
Have you met the cook?
Do they even have a cook? Come to think of it, I don't really think I've seen waiting staff.
How does
I
this
just
food get
grab
here?
food when I'm here. I don't know. Are there? I assume there's doors. Like there's the doors that we entered in, and then there's like doors elsewhere in the room too.
Yeah, there's other doors.
I assume the food comes from that way, and I point towards like the other doors that aren't the ones that we enter in from.
Okay. I need to pause for 1 second here and ask Kreslin. Ask Paula a question about Kreslin.
Oh, okay.
Has Kreslin, in the time she's been in here,
Okay.
sipped this tea yet?
Why?
No,
No,
reason?
I can't be meta. I can't be meta about it. Yes, she would have. She wouldn't have had a lot of it. She would have probably like, hey, she was looking for like a to-go cup so she could take it back to her bedroom, like the dorms. But she would have tasted, yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
On pause. We may continue where we're at.
If I drank the fairy dust fizz and we cheered, would it have done anything? It didn't, right? Just
No,
to
it
make
didn't do
sure.
anything. Sorry.
Essie
When you
didn't-
said we cheered, I was like, did we go cheer? Well, we did go
Yay.
cheer. Yeah, we cheered.
No, we went.
We
yeah,
cheers.
cheered. Essie starts looking at the cup that he has his drink in. And then Essie pauses for a second and says, wait. A prophecy? Corvus, since you drank it, did those words mean anything to you?
Corvus thinks for a minute. Not off the top of my head, I don't think.
Did the words mean anything to anyone? I'll just
Wolf
Reach into
and
my-
dreams.
I mean, it seems like stuff we've been through, sort of. We've had dreams, and the Wraithhound is sort of like a wolf, correct?
I suppose. Though it said one would be in
Didn't
two
we
dreams.
really-
Instead, we were all in one dream.
But
Hmm.
if it's a prophecy, maybe it's yet to happen. So
I'm just throwing this out here.
Right.
If you want to make a roll to look deeper into what this thing is saying, you certainly can. If you can't puzzle things out with this,
I was gonna ask if like I can make a. I think this would be just straight intelligence, right?
it'd probably be an investigation. I'd give it investigation
Investigation.
because I
Yeah,
feel like you're trying to
yeah.
puzzle something out. I'd call that investigation.
All right, yeah, I'll roll with that. All right. Roll investigation on this. Can I guide myself?
How many people can investigate?
I'll let one person do the roll, and the other person can assist and give advantage, or each of you could roll once and maybe glean 2 pieces of information. It's really up to you guys.
How you want to do it?
Essie can assist, I suppose.
I'll do my own investigation.
All right. If Essie assists me, then so that's advantage. Right?
Mhm.
So Okay. Uh, plus guidance would be so that's 22 plus 4, so 26.
26
I got an 18.
and an 18. Okay. For this, I will give you this. The stone burns with no flames. Marcel, as you kind of concentrate and think about over the past week on this part of what is said, your mind is drawn to the moonstone, particularly Kalen's, that most definitely glowed and exploded. Perhaps that is the burn with no flame? As there was no fire seen, but Kalen definitely had burn marks.
Sure.
Kagu, as you kind of focus on the next part of what was said, the wolf speaks without breath is most definitely has to be referring to the Wraithhound. It is like, I can't say the fucking word, incorporeal, or some sort of other type of nature where it doesn't exactly speak with breath when it talks to you. Kind of invades your thoughts, memories, and dreams.
So like telepathically, basically.
Basically, yeah. And that's what you get.
Okay.
Marcel's like right before he starts on the salad after he's eaten everything else. And shit. He's like, well, I think the first line is in reference, feels like it's probably in reference to the moonstone that Kalen had. Everything. So, it was the explosion that happened, his body was burned, but there was no fire. And it was the stone that was broken through the explosion, through the heat. So that seems plausible. And they'll be like,
Okay.
any. Y'all have thoughts on any of the rest of you have thoughts on the other lines? Good. And then he starts eating the salad.
Kagu, did you catch on to anything?
Yes, the wolf speaks without breath, so I assume it speaks to us telepathically, in a sense. And since it mentions dreams, I believe it's referring to the Wraithhound. That's what I get from this. Why is this coming to us now?
Refresh my memory for just a minute, because it has been a little bit since we played. Has the Wraithhound talked to anybody except for Kagu?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
To my knowledge, no.
I don't
All
believe
right.
Yeah,
so.
You know how
first.
crazy it is that you rolled that high on the second piece of the line, and that line is specifically something that Kagu can figure out. That's so odd. That was not planned at all. That's why I'm just like sitting here like scratching my.
It's meant to be.
Apparently. Has Kagu told the group? I can't remember that.
What?
That the Wraithhound talked to you. Did you say specifically the Wraithhound talked to you or anything like that after last session?
I think I did last
So,
session, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah, I think it was
Okay.
a while ago. Yeah, where we kind of like discussed it all. And
Okay.
shit.
That's how bad my memory is, guys. I can't remember 1 week from the next.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
And brain fog is real after COVID. Okay.
All right. So perhaps we need to find the one who forgets. At least it said we could trust them.
They wouldn't be in the thing too. I've already rolled one, otherwise I'd try. But now I'm just trying to actually think about the riddle.
Wait.
What are we contemplating here?
Who's
I'm
the
trying to-
one for gets?
I'm trying to remember and go through list of student.
While y'all are doing that, Kagu just kind of walks away with his plate, goes to a trash can, starts kind of like throwing his leftovers away, reaches into his pocket and starts throwing away his old pancakes, getting rid of his inventory.
Hey Josh, there's like a or DM, I should we have like a fantasy like laundromat here, right? Like to wash our clothes and stuff.
Yeah, you
That
can
exists.
You can magically clean clothes, yeah.
Okay.
Kagu wears the same clothes over and over.
Man. Think of the food particles.
I don't want to.
fucking syrup
Nah.
filled. Syrup.
Is there a
fucking
way to like magically
breadcrumbs.
clean someone else's like clothes?
Hey, that's invasion of privacy.
Prestidigitation.
Like what?
Do you have prestidigitation?
You should.
No.
don't
Do you
it.
have access to
That'll do it.
Kagu's clothes when he's not wearing them?
No.
Hey, yo.
Well,
Kreslin, in this moment, she's like, I need to make friends that knows how to prestidigitation someone else's clothes. Immediately. If there's any
it's
more,
like a seasoned grill. That's what my clothes
that,
are.
I don't think that's how it works. If there's the food still out, she's gonna go up and grab one or two of those caramel tarts. And as she does, she's just gonna look around. Like, she doesn't see anyone. Right? No, like, people, like, cleaning up or anything like that.
There
No.
was two people in here, though. Alicia and Garrett.
yeah, you see
Are they still here?
Alicia. Yeah, they're just kind of spread around eating food.
They were here before us, right? Before all of us got here? Or did they arrive maybe around the same time?
think they were here before you guys were.
Can I recount through my memory as I was getting food, as I was making my plate, and since I didn't see that drink, can I recount through my memory if I remember seeing Alicia or Garrett in line with me, or if I saw either of them get up as I was headed to the table or anything like that? Is there a rule I could do for that?
Sorry, what was the question again?
As I was making my plate,
Making your plate.
do I recall Alicia or Garrett, like in the same line as me to make their plate, or if they were trying to get something, or
No,
as I was okay.
they were already seated when you guys came in.
All right.
Interesting.
All right. So as far as like above board, do we want to try to do anything else with this prophecy, or should we just try to like?
I want to,
Wait.
but I think it's like probably a role for each of us, or a help for each of us. I should. To try and figure shit out. If we don't just like guess it just off of the, actual riddle energy.
Was there a student who was forgetful? Does that sound familiar?
I
Your DM.
I don't think we've
Precedent.
interacted enough with anybody to know that. To be honest
Yeah, I don't
with
think
you.
we have. Forgetful.
Like,
I don't remember.
because Corvus is probably our
Kagu.
most.
It's me.
Well,
What was I saying? We've interacted with Corvus the most. Then
Sure.
a little bit with like Theron and Morgan.
Yeah, I remember interacting with Anvil Bane. There was a girl, I think, that gave Kagu a hard time.
She called me short stack.
Yeah, Morgan.
I need to call her out on that.
I don't remember any others.
Yeah, I don't think we've interacted with much anybody else because we ain't really like we kind of just been doing shit and everything. So I don't know if we know anybody well enough to like make a distinction.
We're very busy students.
And also,
Okay.
it's week 1. Like
All this
we're
on the first
first.
week? Jesus.
This is the first weekend. This is the first weekend, bro. Like we ain't got the chance to meet nobody. For real.
Well, we've been in classes. We've talked.
This school's
Yeah.
unsafe.
It's like
I already got a scar. Fucked up.
it's like, like you get put with different people, you start like talking to different people.
Somebody died.
First couple weeks, yeah, somebody died. And shit, like this been a lot of a week and shit. People ain't like and might not be in the right headspace to be talking and shit. And then they be coming in and everything. So like I want to keep thinking about it for sure, but I don't know if anybody else wants to like try their hand at like rolling for it. If y'all got any ideas on who it might be, for sure.
Well, I think we rolled out everything, didn't we? I thought Josh said we
got
only get
the-
like a couple things from
You
it.
only get 2, yeah.
Yeah.
I only get 2. All right, bet. Then we gotten everything we can from it. So now we just have to investigate.
We just keep it on the back of our minds.
we
Yeah.
only got
as-
one
as
day
we
to
do stuff.
investigate everything too.
Oh,
One more
fuck,
day?
Right. We got one more
Okay.
weekend day, and then we got to get back to school.
Back
Well,
to
and what's his name could be dead
school.
tomorrow. We just left him.
We
go in the
gotta,
woods
yeah, we
alone.
gotta come check. We gotta go check the fucking. We gotta check the barn immediately tomorrow morning. We wake up. That's the first thing we do. It's like,
Man, we're just kids.
SC wants to
That's
stay at the
why he is
table.
looking and not us.
I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just watched the Goonies. They did a lot of stuff.
You're not wrong.
It's true. It's true. Them boys was outside.
Question just for myself, Kreslin. She also, along with the loaf, she got those chips, those elemental chips.
Mhm.
What are they like? She takes a bite out of each one of the elements.
The elemental chip.
I'm curious on how the air chip tastes like. What is
And the
it?
air chip taste like?
Yeah.
It just feels like you breathing.
She takes a fire chip first, right? And then she worries that it's gonna be like really hot, and then she will eat the water chip, and then the air chip, and then the earth, in that order.
Earth just sounds nasty. It's just fucking dirt.
Okay. Okay, maybe earth, fire, air, then water. So she can wash it all off.
Is that is the correct order, right? I'm just
Earth,
thinking
air,
of it.
air, water, maybe.
Sorry.
Fire, air.
I finally got
Water.
our video to actually work. Sorry, I was over here working on it. So you want to try each of the chips?
Yes, starting with earth.
Starting with you're starting with Earth?
Starting with earth, then fire.
Have you ever had hummus?
Yes.
Earth tastes like hummus.
Oh.
It's like a hummus
Okay.
chip. It's
Alright,
very earthy and kind of crumbles very easily. It's delicious. Good if you like that flavor.
Then the
Fire's just spicy. It's got like a little heat to it, a little kick.
Alright. Not terrible. The air chip.
Tastes like cotton candy.
Oh,
Light and fluffy.
it's not a.
Sweet and spicy.
Yeah. And then the water.
Gatorade.
Oh no. What flavor?
Blue.
Blue.
Yeah,
Flavor.
it tastes like the
Isn't
color
there, like-
blue.
Oh.
No, it's got like
Feed.
it tastes like a blue Jolly Rancher.
I think earth and fire were her favorite. She'll push the air and water aside, then she'll just munch on the earth and fire.
Okay.
Agu notices her eating these chips. So he grabs some and stuffs them in his pocket.
You didn't grab mine, right?
I grabbed
He didn't-
Krislin's chips.
He didn't
All
say
right.
that up.
No.
Oh my god.
Well, how does Kreslin react to this? Does she let him take them?
No, absolutely not.
Wait, I rolled stealth check.
Oh man, you
Wait,
kind of
no.
already said you're
I'm
doing it. You're doing this
looking
after
at
the
No,
my
she
fact.
shut
plate. I'm looking at my plate as I'm eating them.
Okay, what if
Damn
we
it.
compromise like sleight of hand?
No,
Wait,
no
wait,
compromise here. There's no slide.
how
of
do you
hand.
No,
receive
I kind of want to see it. I kind of want to see him fail at this, to be honest
So
with
he,
you.
As
he
I-
goes to grab check.
I'm
Here,
aware,
here,
though,
I'm going to
so-
establish the order of events so we can figure out roles here. He attempts to grab chips. Kreslin sees him attempting to grab her chips. Kagu will make a dexterity check to see if he's faster than Kreslin. Kreslin, what are you even trying, or depending on what Kreslin wants to do, Kreslin, how does Kreslin want to try to stop him from getting her chip? And for the love of God, don't say fireball.
I was thinking about it. I was thinking about it.
Well, I mean, I was just kidding, but you know, if you want to.
You know I got deflect missiles, right?
Fireball's
You
more
can
of an
only do one
explosion.
thing. You could either do stealth
Wait.
or that, right? Can't
Are
do both.
fireballs missiles considered something
No.
I can deflect,
Well,
right?
deflect
No.
missiles a reaction.
Yeah, no. I mean,
Well,
if
no,
you
I'm
shoot
talking
something
to.
at me.
I was telling Paula that.
Oh,
So he would technically would be able to do that, but also
Can I
fireballs and
do-
explosion. So you don't deflect that.
Can I?
Unless I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong.
Can I do a
I feel like you can, but-
intimidation? Can I do Can I intimidate him by using Hold on, I need to find it. Where's thaumaturgy?
Well, this is always weird when players want to do shit to each other.
I have to choose one of those, right? I can't choose like a few of them.
All right. So here's what
I
we're gonna
want-
do. If you want to roll intimidation using your you're trying to use
Cantrip.
your cantrip.
Yep.
All right. What do you do? First of all, what do you do to try to scare him off?
So I am eating the chips, looking at my plate. I see him grab over my plate and grab my chips. I am going to turn my head towards, look him straight in the eye. My lips are not going to move. They're going to stay shut. But he's going to hear me talk to him from behind him, over his shoulder. And it's going to be a very crisp whisper in his ear. Deadly. And I'm going to say, secure your ears, everyone.
Oh hell no! I want to hear this.
Hold on, I need to get myself together. Hold on. I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Damn.
Drop those chips now.
Okay.
I say that.
All right. Here's how this is gonna happen. Kagu's gonna roll dexterity. Kreslin's gonna roll intimidation with advantage because she's using her cantrip. And whoever's got the higher roll wins this.
okay. I'd like to go second.
I think that's the.
No,
I think that's
No.
the.
because
You
you
first-
grab. How
you
am I
first,
gonna?
Paul.
How am I going to cast a spell before you
Oh, you're
even
right.
reach
You're right.
over?
You're right. Fucking dude.
Well.
Oh.
Fuck.
Oh god.
Got 5.
Oh my,
Oh my God.
Is it?
19 for a
Ooh.
whopping 20.
Oh damn.
Kagu, you feel. How do you? I don't want to tell you how your character feels. Tell me how your character feels, Kagu. When that you hear that voice with everything that's gone on.
Oh wow. It's all the other shit.
I just kind of like just flinch and kind of like tuck my head down, kind of like if you know how when your mom kind of like raises her hand at you and getting ready to hit you, you kind of like
Oh yeah.
that's how kind of how I react because I've never like really heard her go off like that. So wait, do I know that she does that? Like it's actually like it's
Oh,
her
you'll know
voice?
because
Okay.
after I arch my brow and I tilt my head in a smirk way, you know it's from her.
I just kind of flinch and back off. Slide my chair back a little bit.
While this is happening, Essie takes his 2 extra basilisk deviled eggs and goes to put them into Kagu's pocket.
Oh, God.
Wait, do I notice this?
Give me a second. I actually have a.
I rolled a stealth of 14.
What is Kagu's? That's the thing. I need Kagu's passive perception. To see if he notices.
Oh,
I had a
shit.
module that gave me all that, but it was apparently broken. So
Wait, you want me to tell you what?
No, I'm looking to see if I can find your passive perception. It's your perception that when you're not specifically looking. I think it's here on the character sheet.
Yeah, I was trying to find it on mine.
How do I tell you if I can find it?
What? Let me
15?
look. Passive perception. Add 10 to their perception modifier, including proficiency if applicable. So 15 was your passive perception.
Yeah.
You notice
15.
2 deviled eggs appear in your pocket, and you know who did it. Trot.
Just barely beat.
Like, I look over at him and like, do you want me to hold these for you?
Essie just nods and gives a little wink.
Okay. We'll save these for later. I'm still kind of shookest with Crestlin's.
Preston will get up and like she will empty her plate. She'll throw away everything, and then she'll grab her things, her belongings, and as she passes Kagu, she tells him, "Next time, just ask." And then she'll head off.
Wait, did you have food on your plate still?
It was just the chips.
Oh, okay.
She's
All right.
All right.
Essie wants to ask everybody at the table that's left, I guess. What are we doing now? We, I suppose, are waiting on Professor Falconbane? But should we not be doing something else?
What would that be?
Do other professors know? Should we go and guard the stables? Should we? I don't know.
maybe we camp out at the stables tonight.
I could set an alarm around the stable to get notified if somebody returns.
I feel like if we camp out at the stables,
Also, I don't think
we
we're
could
allowed
also
to camp out at the stables.
possibly. Yeah, but we're
I will
teenagers.
sleep at the stables.
Yeah, me too.
I always like the animals.
And then maybe we could get some sort of vibe from the forest at night. Or we get attacked, either one, you know?
How are the rules so far? Like, do we know if this is against the rules, like camping outside or just sleeping anywhere else?
No, you know.
You know, we're teenagers.
I mean,
dude, we
there's a
break the
curfew,
rules.
so I'm like, no, it's my first week here. I don't want to get thrown out or lose this opportunity to access the school.
No one ever told us we couldn't sleep at the stables.
But there's a curfew.
Yeah,
in which
curfew
we
to go
will
to
be
bed.
sleeping at the stables.
Yeah, exactly.
Should be fine.
Stables it is.
And if they ever need to find us, they have those little balls.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I want
Yeah.
to look for one and ask if that's okay to sleep outside.
Can I stop him from doing that?
Don't they just like...
You want to fight with everybody?
I mean, if I have to.
Also, Aaron, I think they can give yes or no's.
Also, Crestlin is not here anymore, so
I don't think she'd want to sleep outside anyway.
So you want to just go outside alone with two people?
I'll go out there.
I do like the outside, and it reminds me of home.
Essie and you could camp out.
Perhaps we could have a fire.
Yeah, a little bonfire, little stories. You know, possibly figure something out. What's going on in this forest?
All right.
And
Let me grab some more deviled eggs.
I'm gonna go grab some of those chips that Gresslin had.
What
We just
question? What,
we'll grab plenty of snacks for tonight.
Yeah,
All right, I'll go to the table to grab food.
I load up
Would
my
the
pockets
stables-
with chips.
would the stables be within 1 mile of my bed?
Yeah, it should be.
Okay.
Off the top of my head.
Then my plan would be to go wherever they decide to sleep. Use my alarm, put like a cube around them or the entrance or wherever I would expect somebody to go into,
Okay.
and then go back into my bed so that I'm also close enough to maybe alert Kreslin if I know that something is happening outside, and maybe something is happening inside, so we got that one covered as well.
Okay. Do you? I'm gonna DM you. You know.
I use counterspell.
I do have 4 slots. I'll use all of them.
Mhm.
Other than that, I would probably just wait around until they're done with dinner and just follow them.
Wait, you're following us to the stables?
Yes, Josh.
Okay.
Also,
Like both of them.
directly after this, we're going to bed.
I mean, you.
I mean, it's getting late. We don't have to go to bed maybe right away.
It's whatever y'all want to
I
do,
mean,
really. Bed will
well-
happen when you all agree. Hey, we should all go to bed. As a party.
I say, me and Nessie go check the stables, and just kind of investigate there. Set
Okay.
up camp.
You know, I'm not gonna count that until you guys go to bed.
Cut what?
The your alarm spell.
Yeah.
Just so we have continuity of the things that are happening.
Yeah. Also,
So-
I
Something
like,
could
the
happen where
rest
you
of
don't
the,
want that.
the rest of the day I would just spend on meditating on the bloodline power.
Okay.
Essie went over and grabbed various foods and stored them away in his pack and/or shell storage.
My
That way
pocket's
he
full of
has it to
chips.
take.
Those 2 deviled
Also-
eggs.
Essie, when he gets back to the table, wants to make sure to extend Corvus an invite if he wishes to join us.
Yeah, good idea.
Corvus looks at you and says, "Sure, I'm pretty good in the dark."
See, I knew I liked you.
All right.
I like you too.
Marcel, are you joining us as well? Or are you
So,
going
yeah.
with Ocassus is not going to be going with us, right?
No.
Or are you going to go with Ocassus?
I will. He's doing math in his head. And
Math?
I am too. I'm doing math in my head right now. Above board. So give me a sec.
If you want it to be equal, you should stay inside.
Yeah, I'm like, should I say it? But then also, I'm like, is that the smartest option we have
We don't know.
here and shit? And I'm like, he'll be like, I'll hang back tonight.
Oh, come on, Marcel.
if-
I have deviled eggs.
They're quite good. I also brought a little minotaur shrink.
We could build a fire, tell some stories, and learn more about each other. Are you in?
Perhaps we should also find Kreslin.
Sure,
That's it, Marcel. Yes.
sure.
Yeah. persuasion.
Okasis. He looks at Okasis after Marcel
If it's
kind of gives like a
possible for
nod.
us to do so. Because I'm still not sure if we're allowed to be outside.
Yeah, Okazu is not gonna risk it.
All we're doing is what the teacher told us, which was to watch the stables.
Well, that's not technically what he told us to do.
I don't think it's literally.
I'm fairly certain he said to to come check the stables tomorrow morning.
Well, we'll be there ready in the morning. Besides, only we know what the conversation really was. Surely we could get forgiveness if for some reason it's an issue.
Not if he's
Exactly.
not returning.
But then we're already there to do what he told us to do. And once
Run
again,
out into the forest.
And die.
Don't think that's okay. Yeah, Marcel, in his head, Marcel's like solidified. I have to be here. Shit, just in case. Just in case. But I do want to know, Josh, would I have seen anything in like the history of the school, like the rules and shit of like, are you allowed to be out of the like dorms and shit?
You haven't seen anything about rules in any of the things you read.
Nothing, no specific rules.
Mm-hmm.
see, look, there's no rules. There's no rules, Bigfoot.
No, that's more suspicious.
Think
More
about it.
suspicious.
Think about it like this: you have a school where
Yeah.
only the most royal, noble, bossy ass people go to. Do you really
Facts.
think they're gonna follow any rules? They don't even bother with
they're
trying
just
to make
like,
a
eh.
list.
Okay.
That's the
Don't
DM
die.
reason. That's my reasoning. Like nobody's
I
gonna
get
fucking
it.
listen.
It's like the basics. Like the school's whole point is basically don't die.
Yeah,
Right? Like that's like the whole point of the school is like don't die.
they.
So it's like do what you do,
What?
but like don't die.
I think.
One person failed.
Can we? Yes, that's true.
True.
Can we talk about?
True.
I'm going to talk about this as a DM for just a second. I hate to break the immersion, but like, wow, I had a complete brain fart, and it's because somebody DM'd me. Damn, you won. Oh,
Sorry.
you're good, but I'm just teasing. Yeah, the reason is that you are powerful nobles of a Scion's family, and nobody. This is something that's not going to come up in the game. Really, it's more of like just the mindset in general. Is like they're here to guide you. They're never going to tell you what to fucking do, for the most part. Like there are areas that will be forbidden from you to going into, but the things that are going to make it forbidden is you can't get into it. It's not that it's like you're forbidden from having access to it. If you can figure out a way into it, odds are you probably won't get in trouble for it. You know, that's just kind of how this school is rolling.
Wait, so if it's off limits and we could get into it, it's not off limits.
Yeah, but also you
Yeah,
could
but if
die
you
probably pretty
can't-
easily.
Exactly.
That's what the off limits is: death.
Yeah.
Think of it that way. This isn't exactly Hogwarts. Your life is yours, and if you want to throw it away, feel free to go for it. That's kind of how I
Gotcha.
think of it. And obviously the teachers will act in
Oh,
your
shit.
defense, but for the most part, they're not going to tell you what to do. That is kind of how I envision it. People have died at the Royal Academy. It's already happened in week 1. It will probably happen again in the future. That is the nature of the beast.
Okay.
Hell, I would say, well, you know what? I'm not gonna say much more. I'm giving too much away.
Not,
Keep
well,
researching your history is all I'm saying.
yeah. If we go off of that mindset, then this isn't.
All right, back into the game.
Okay, so yeah. Plus I know where we are anyway, so that just makes sense. Alright, so
Does anyone want to tell Kreslin? All right, I can go find her.
We can. If she, well, I guess it ain't been that long. What's been like 5-10 minutes?
Or if Marcel and Okasis, if you guys want to find her and make sure she's aware, Kagu and Corvus and I can go and prepare the stables for our night.
Did she say where
No.
she was going to?
I don't think she did.
Oh, she,
Then
I did not.
Then I would go to the dorms, at least outside, because I probably don't want to walk in, and use message and see if I can reach her and tell her to come outside. Oh, outside the dorms. If not, then I have no idea where she is.
yeah, Marcelo would be like, all right, yeah, you three, go ahead and set up at the stables, and me and of course will talk to Crescent about the
If we can
situation.
find her.
If we can
Will
find her.
do.
All right.
I mean, if she's not at the dorms, then I could just put
Yeah.
my dog outside until she returns and then notify me. And I'm pretty sure we get to talk to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at the. I was
We'll
at.
figure it out.
I went to the rooms.
Wait, so is everybody? Wait, everybody except for Creslin's coming?
I haven't
No.
responded
They're gonna
yet.
go. They're gonna go find Kreslin,
Okay.
and then I
but-
think
me and
you and
Kreslin-
I are gonna go set up camp, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
And Marcel said yeah, but Okaza said no.
oh, okay.
So he chilling. But so yeah, I guess we split off here.
I respond. I get Akasis's message, and I'm still in my garbs, whatever. I haven't changed yet, so I exit the dorms, expecting him, I suppose.
Yes, I would stand outside with Marcel, I assume.
Yep.
Yeah. So before we go to bed, the rest of the group has a, some would say brilliant idea, some would say not so brilliant idea. They want to camp outside next to the stables and await the hopefully return of the huntsman. And they want to ask you if you want to camp outside with them.
She's has a very shocked face on.
I just nod.
Mm-hmm.
Who of you guys are going?
Well, I'm not, but I'll set
Yeah.
up an alarm outside so I'll get notified when something enters the area, and then I could maybe get some help from a teacher or somebody here. That is my idea.
Marcel, you're going.
I thought about not. I would prefer not. But I also don't want to just leave them out there. In case something does happen.
I feel
I guess, yeah.
as though the likelihood of something happening is pretty high.
Yeah.
I am not comfortable with the idea of just being out in the open and just letting whatever is in the woods or anything that's outside just be able to take us.
I do agree. Also, if there's something there, I would rather have some teacher or at least more students help us outside than we are just on our own if we just camp outside.
As much as I would want to be there just in case something did happen, I'm going to have to stand my ground and say no. I'm staying inside.
I mean, I could still
Mm,
notify
that's
you
fair
when
enough.
I get the
Mm.
ping that something is happening, and then we can decide what to do from there.
I think that's probably for the best.
I think that's the best option.
Right?
Then probably Marcel can tell the rest. Well, no, I have to come with you because I have to set up the
Eh.
alarm. Okay.
So
Yeah,
there will
so-
be two of us inside
Or
and then three
if
of you
you
guys
want,
outside.
And Corvus, I think.
yeah. And
Oh, and
Corvus should be there.
okay.
Yeah. I well, actually, it'll cost, if you don't want to just go out there, you could set up the alarm and like he brings out like his notebook and he's like, because when you do alarm, you just like the spell is just like putting the string around something or like tied to something, right? And everything. So like, or so I was being like, if something happens, I can just open the alarm on like his notebook, if that's easier and shit, just to be like immediate.
Oh, so basically just or
Yeah, like I just
pager.
open it. Like, yeah.
Let me look something. Can only I hear it? I guess no, I can also choose it to have like an alarm. The sound of a hand for 10 seconds. That's with a ping in your mind. An audible alarm produce. Okay, it does not say that. I assumed I could also set it to be like an actual
Okay.
alarm. Because then it could wake them up as well.
Yeah.
Ring, ring.
Oh yeah, whether it's mental or audible. Can I also do both? Like mental for me and audible for them? Like physical?
Let me read the spell.
It says or, but
Or. It has to be one or the other, my friend.
well, I would have the German translation, please. No. Then we'll just do the mental one for me, and then we'll do what Marcel suggested.
All right. All right. So are you setting up two? So,
No, we said
or
No, one on your book, and you can
okay, just
open
one on
it,
my
and then
just okay. So we're just going with the book. Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I don't think I can set up two. It sounds wrong. I'm not sure though.
Yeah. That, yeah. I don't know. I don't have the spell.
Let's see.
Oh, I guess I could check if it's concentration, right?
It's not. It's just a. You can ritual cast it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason you can't do it.
Well, then I would do both.
Yeah. If you said mine to like you and the other one for like around us.
Yeah, so you have like a few seconds of, oh shit, there's something coming, and we have something.
Yes.
Like even if it's even if he returns and it will ring, because I only will set you to be free to walk in and out.
Mhm.
Then you know, oh no, it's not something urgent, no danger. You don't have to open your book and wake us up,
Yeah.
and we can just come to you in the morning.
Exactly.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Good plan of action. Good
So
plan
yeah,
of
you can
action.
you can do unlimited alarms. If you're ritual casting them though, that's the only cap. Is it takes 10 minutes to do a ritual cast. So that would be 20 minutes past. Also, fuck, I forgot to put clocks in this week. We talked about that last.
Mhm.
So how's the alarm setup going to go? You're setting an alarm on.
Okay. Then
On
since
the
you're already
perimeter around the stable, somewhere where people are entering. I'm not sure if they are sleeping outside or inside the stable, or then
Okay.
maybe
I
at
would
the
say
ends.
outside because we're gonna build a fire.
Like if it's open field, then probably just around where they're sleeping, just in case.
Okay.
Because otherwise, I would set it up somewhere, and then they could just walk around it. And that wouldn't make much sense. Yeah, and the other thing around the book.
The other thing around the book. That thing I DM'd you about, still true?
Yes, everybody that is sleeping there.
Okay. What about the book?
Well, does it work if I can just say if it breaks, not be touched? Otherwise, I'm probably gonna allow Marcel, and then not anybody else, and he just have to wipe it on somebody. I don't know.
I'll say you can set the alarm to go off when the book is open. Is that what you
Okay,
are trying
yes,
to accomplish?
yes.
Well, okay, we can do that. I'll
Okay.
let you get specific with this one. That's cool.
All right.
Sorry. You never know what might happen, so I need to be very specific.
Yeah, sure. And then nothing happens, and everything for nothing.
Yeah.
No, that's fine too.
better to over prepare than not.
Yeah, well, I don't want to do a thing and then be like, but we did this, and then I was mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
Right.
because then you're kind of stuck.
If they die, they die.
Okay. So everybody's going to the stables except for, well, Okastis is setting the alarms.
Mhm.
Kreslin's staying in the dorm.
Yep.
The lady dorm, the feminine dorm. Sorry, I'm just trying to write all this down so I can. Okastis, you're setting alarms, but you're going back to the dorm, right?
Yes.
Dorm.
And then spend the rest of the day to meditate on my bloodline power.
Probably not going to be very much day left,
Well, just
but you'll finish the day doing. And then everybody else, stable. Okay. All right. So you all make your way toward the stables, except for Kreslin, who stayed behind in the dorm.
Okastis too, right?
Okastis
Yes,
has to walk and
that's what I
set the
said.
alarms,
Oh, okay.
and then he's going to go back to the door. Kreslin, if there's anything you want to do while you're in your dorms, feel free to send me a DM. Just let me know that you sent me a DM.
All right.
Because I might miss it. And then you all, the sun is starting to really go down. It's mostly dark and no longer light out. You make your way back out to the stables, and there are animals stabled there, horses, things like that. And Gareth's Griffin is also stabled there at the moment. And you get the sense of what the stable is, which is a little smell of manure, dirt, straw around the area of the stable, but nothing untoward, nothing unusual about it. As you all start setting up your little camp. So tell me who does what as you set up your camp.
I search for like small pieces of wood and stuff to use as a campfire. So I'm just kind of like foraging around for scraps.
Roll a nature check for me, Kagu.
Nature?
Nature, as you gather some sticks and stuff.
Oh. 10.
A 10, you're able to find several sizable sticks and twigs and such to make a good fire.
So I start setting it up near the stables, but far away enough where if any like what are they called?
Works?
Little sparks, whatever, don't like catch anything on fire.
Mm-hmm.
And I roll my little bed roll out too, right next to the fire, and try to start a fire.
You probably have a flint and stuff like that in your adventuring person. Every adventurer would, even young ones like you, would have everything you need to start a little campfire with no issue. You won't need to roll for it or anything. It kind of roars to life.
And what's our spacing look like as far as like where the stables are and where our fire can be?
Did we find like a decent? Oh, actually, I guess I should let y'all pick the spot and shit because y'all was there first.
Probably say your fire's probably about 10 feet from the stable. Far enough away that
Okay.
sparks aren't gonna. Actually, 15 feet might be safer. I'm trying to picture it in my head, but then I gotta
Sure.
remember I'm a redneck in the South, and we'll put shit right next to a house because we're dumb and do that shit. So, probably about 15 feet from the stable. Would be
We have a
really-
fire. My bedroll rolled out. What is that doing?
I can put a bedroll out. I want to check on. I think while I'm here, I also want to like just take a peek at the stables and make sure all the animals and stuff are good for right now. When you got food, Kagu, did you get enough for the fire, or did you get enough for like extras for the side too, or just enough to like get a fire going?
Wait, food or sticks?
For the fire, for the sticks, the wood. Sorry.
Oh, well, I got extra just to keep it going, so we have good amount for the night, I'd say.
Okay. I don't think we need to do. We don't need to do too much. I guess mainly getting the
Probably
fire set up, bedrolls.
Yeah, probably search the area a bit. Can we do like some type of? Oh shit!
You can perception
Or
check.
something?
What are you checking
see
for
if we-
threats or what are
Yeah,
you
just
checking for?
checking to see if anything's around or if we hear any weird noises or anything.
Sure, give me a perception check.
My God.
Dude, that was a
Got three.
19 for a second.
Mm-hmm. I seen it.
Wait, I got an 8.
8 total
Yeah,
with your
8.
bonuses. Everything
Yeah, I
looks
got
safe. You don't find anything unusual, no strange tracks or nothing.
I think we're in the clear. Are you going in there to check on the animals?
Yes, I'll make sure the stables are all good before we can, I guess, set up here for the night.
Okay, I'll see if I can keep this fire going.
All right. I'm gonna just kind of check out the stables, make sure everything looks good there. I guess I can do a perception check for it, if that's good.
All right, give me 2 seconds here.
Oh, too late. I hit the
No,
wrong
you're
button.
fine with the roll.
But it's a 16 when you are good.
Okay, well, what were you specifically rolling? What were you trying to find with your perception?
Checking out the stables, trying to make sure everything looks good there, that there aren't any issues, the animals are good.
Yeah, with the 16, they seem to be okay. There's a slight uneasiness that you are able to fairly determine that they're just used to having Falconbane kind of nearby, and since he's gone, there's like a general little unease, but nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Josh, I have a request.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a scene for the stables?
I do not.
Okay.
Let me see if I can get one really quick.
Did you get the fire going?
Yeah, fire's going. Bedrolls are out.
You know what's fucked is I meant to get a scene for the stables. Do you want to view inside the stables or like outside?
Just outside. Just outside. General area.
Okay, let's do that. You guys are gonna laugh at this image, but I'm sorry. Give me 2 seconds here. Create scene. Do. I'll get a better image for this.
Yeah, for some reason I thought we had an image for the stables already.
One of the things I'm gonna do is try to get more images. It's just I have so many things going on a lot of the time.
Yeah, no, I understand. It's a lot of work.
Oh, that's not what I meant to do. All right. It's not perfect. And it looks like shit, but you got a little something that might help.
Okay. We're there.
Very nice.
You're out front of the stable. Yep.
All
I
right.
promise
I
I'll do
come back
better.
from the as he comes back from the stables and tell Kagu everything seems good there. Corvus, how are you doing?
You notice that Corvus doesn't have a bedroll, and he just is kind of. Are you guys around the fire right now? Is that what's happening?
Yeah,
Kind of
I
sitting
am.
around the
At this
fire. and-
point,
Okay. Corvus is just kind of laying stretched out, not on a bedroll, but just kind of laying on the grass, kind of stretched out and like relaxing. He says, I'm doing quite well, thank you.
Do
How
you
are
not
you-
have a
how are you-
bedroll, Corvus?
I'm just kind of used to not using one. I'm used to roughing it.
Is the ground not cold for you?
No?
It's Well, there's enough room for you in my bedroll.
He kind of chuckles.
Okay.
I'm good, thank you.
Just a friendly gesture.
Please understand, it's not a reflection of you, just I don't mind the ground.
Okay. Would you like a deviled egg?
Ooh, yes.
I hand one to Essie.
Corvus holds his hand out. Sure.
Hand one to Essie and hand the other to Corvus. Here you go.
Mm.
Don't mind the syrupy smell.
He takes a bite. Quite
Delicious, ain't it?
good. All right, really good. Nom, nom,
Yeah.
nom.
You're welcome. I also have chips. but I'm saving those for later.
Chips are good.
Oh, if we need more food, I have more food as well.
Oh, nice.
All right. Well, Essie kind of gets set up at the bedroll and everything, make sure everything's all good for his station of where he thinks he's gonna sleep and everything, and then looks around and tries to make sure there's no one else coming, or looks to Kagu, is like, perhaps it's just us tonight. How long do you think any of the others will be?
I am not sure. But is this fire good enough? Are you getting enough warmth?
He rubs his hands together. It feels quite warm.
Wait, I got a question. Do you sleep on your bedroll or do you sleep in your shell?
I can sleep on the bedroll, but I also sleep in my shell.
You got a double
So,
bed.
Corvus, if you need the bedroll, you're welcome to mine. I'll just put some hay out, and that softens the ground a bit.
I'm good, thank you. Orvis is just kind of laying there looking up in the sky, looking at the moon. It's kind of cresting out. I'm assuming time's kind of passing as this is happening.
I kind of nudge Essie and be like, and whisper it to him. This guy's kind of weird.
He has seemed braver than the others, though.
Yeah, at least he's here with us, right?
I don't know if the others will join us, but perhaps we could talk of stories or something with each other.
How long does it take them to build that fire?
Sure.
Hey, me and Okasa's been out here. Or,
No, you guys were heading this way.
oh,
Right.
there's other shit. We'll be there in like 10 minutes.
Are you guys there? Are you guys here?
You guys
now,
coming up
or-
now?
And then I guess we would have been coming up at this moment as y'all have like set up and shit.
Okay. So we assume you come in as he says that. Or like I'm just like, oh
Yeah.
hey, here they come.
Alright, let's. Hey,
Marcel. And Ocasas? Is Ocasas with you too, right? Or no?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he has to set the alarm.
Okay. I was just trying to remember what happened with the book thing that you guys did.
Yeah, we're doing both, so.
Welcome.
So you finally
We're all
decided to
getting
join
set
us.
up.
Yeah, I'll probably just go to work.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I figured. I was like, we got 20 minutes.
Marcel, do you have a bedroll?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
1 second. So, I mean, you guys keep talking. I'm just changing something.
If
Okay,
not, Essie could let you borrow his shell.
It's what?
Perhaps not my shell, but my bedroll,
No,
if you need.
no, I'm fine. I have mine.
Ocasas, do you need a bedroll?
No,
He's-
thank you. I'll sleep inside.
He just, Essie just waves a hand, kind of just,
What a
All
party
right.
pooper.
Trying to give up this bedroom.
We'll get some help though if something happens.
help.
I like.
What would we need help for?
I found this.
What a
image.
party
I
pooper.
like this one better.
It will need the help.
Well, then I'll bring some spectators to watch your heroic actions.
That sounds more like it. Right, Kagu?
Heroic. That is us.
Good. I was a little worried about you earlier today, Kagu.
Why is that?
Well, you weren't seeming like yourself.
Oh, I just had
After
some things.
Falconbane left, you kind of seemed different.
Yeah, I just wasn't feeling as myself with all this stuff going on. But that food really lifted my spirits, so I'm good again.
Well, very good. I also have
Yeah.
more deviled eggs if you need some.
I think I'm gonna have some of these chips. Did you hear Cresseline yell at me, by the way?
Yell at
Or
you?
was that just me?
No, I don't believe I heard anything.
Let me
Hmm.
see.
I think she's hiding something behind the quiet demeanor.
Hmm.
We all
Yeah.
have our secrets, Corvus says from side by the camp.
You can say that again.
Well, let's talk about secrets or something. What do we want to talk about?
Okay, that's Okasa set up and left at this point.
Sis, you want to talk before you leave?
Depends on the time that's passed. I'll probably still have to
Yeah,
set
he
up
only
the
had-
alarms.
he only had
I'll be
a
busy
little-
for a bit.
He's got 20
Yeah,
minutes he's got to do.
He got 20 minutes of work to do before he go. Well, I guess you could use a spell slot if you. If you
Can you-
Yeah,
can
but
you-
if something happens, I still need the
exactly.
spell
I
slot to
get. No, I
attack.
get your mindset 100%. Where I'm like, I'm with you. Don't waste shit. I might need you out here.
Can you talk
Come
while
on.
doing a ritual cast or not? Like
Would
you
you
can,
have to be super
I would
focused or
assume I
something?
can maybe do simple stuff and listen, but not concentrate on something special.
I think, yeah.
Alright.
Probably light conversation.
How do I?
Okay.
Do you see it, Red Josh? Okay.
yes, I see it.
Alright.
Sorry, y'all. Believe it or not, things are happening. Even when we're quiet here.
Everything is in motion. Yeah, so I just assumed you guys are talking and I can listen, or you can ask me something.
So Essie, I don't remember if we've actually talked about this in depth, but do you actually eat stones?
Eat stones?
Yes.
No. I don't believe. I've never met anyone that can eat a stone.
Oh. There's a rumor about you being able to eat stones. I didn't know if that was something that was a delicacy for your people.
No, I'm afraid not. Perhaps it comes from. Essie reaches into his satchel and pulls out that piece of the pebble of the moonstones. Like, perhaps it's related to this. This once used to be an entire stone, and now is just a pebble. I didn't eat it though. It's just what remains.
Okay. I figured you would have ate that by now. So I guess the rumors are not true.
No, I'm sorry to disappoint.
It's just curiosity. Do you have any stories about your people?
Corvus,
Stories about my people.
Corvus interrupts you for just a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, speaking of rumors, Kagu, is it true that you stopped an avalanche with a single punch? I heard that one.
Oh, I don't like to brag.
I'll chuckle because I've seen him not
Immediate
hit anything. So
insight check. Immediate insight check from
I
like
don't
everybody involved. Because
I don't want to do an insight check. I just don't believe him.
you know what? I can't. I also have to not. I can't justify a check as well because there's all the evidence points to this being a lie.
um, I'm, you know, I could do stuff.
That's quite impressive, Kagu.
Uh-huh.
Hang on. I need to roll for court.
I wish I could punch an avalanche away.
Yeah, maybe someday you'll get to where I'm at physically.
I think the most I have now is my shell is rather tough.
Can I punch your shell?
If you wish.
No. I don't want to hurt you.
All right.
My fists aren't the same as my staff, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
He kind of looks at Marcel as he does and kind of nods at him like, yeah, I hope so.
Oh, no, the disrespect.
Marcel's eyes just get wide and like that, like, and his eyebrows go up in that way of like, yeah.
So, with all the rumors and things seeming to be rolling about, perhaps we could talk about why we're all here. This school seems to be the one thing we all have in common, but I assume it's for different reasons.
I wonder if I mean, we're all here for a purpose, right?
Sure. I suppose I could start. I believe I have talked about my great-great-grandfather. He was known as the Storm. He had a great power that hasn't been seen in our tribe for generations. There was belief among the Tide speakers that because of my birth, I was born during a spring equinox, and the balance of the land and the tides were equal. And they believed that I would have the next power that my great-great-grandfather had. But sadly, there was a ritual, and it seems that I have lost most of my connection to magic of any sort. So I had been sent here, hopefully trying to recover this ancestral power that has been lost to my tribe.
So what you're saying is that you have a hidden power, basically, that you can unleash at some point?
I don't know. It has never unleashed. Perhaps I will never have it. Perhaps it won't ever show up in the tribe again. I don't know. All I know is the stories of my great-great-grandfather had some tremendous power, and I hope to unlock it. Perhaps the work with the learning our bloodlines would be the key, or something else, but I do not know.
Well, I hope you unlock it, buddy. Then maybe you'll have a chance against me.
Essie laughs out loud. Ah,
You hear Corvus
Yes.
kind of chuckling to the side and says, "If there's anything that we can do to help you, Ezzy, don't feel afraid to ask."
Thank you, Corvus.
So were you studying magic prior?
I was training with Moko, one of the leaders of the Tide Keepers or Tide Speakers, as well as Grandma Vula, who was a root bender. I trained with both of them until about the age of 9, when I kind of lost any connection to the magic. After that, I kind of focused more into my more physical attributes, and am now the great turtle you see before you.
And great you are, my friend.
Though not great enough to eat pebbles, I am afraid.
Yeah.
I don't need. I don't know if you need to eat pebbles. I don't think that's a consideration for being great. But I think you have the potential to do whatever you set your mind to and more.
Well, thank you, Marcel.
Well, I mean, I guess since we're telling a bit of things about ourselves, I guess I will just say that I do not know much about my background. I kind of the only thing, well, to set the story, is when I was younger, I remember being in the town with my parents, and some sort of fight happened. When all this stuff went off, I just heard people yelling, and punches started being thrown. And after that, I just remembered darkness. Woke up and couldn't remember a whole lot. So, I just generally walked around the Xantharian Empire, just kind of to myself. Believe it or not, I wouldn't say soldier, but I am under the wing of General Maximus of the Xantharian Empire. If you guys have heard of him. He kind of took me in.
I don't know. Will we have heard of him, Josh?
Who is from the Empire?
I think he was only. It was
On
only.
the shrine.
It was somebody else. Daniel's character. His name. Right?
Caleb?
Or am I
No,
wrong?
Caleb.
Caelan's
Caleb was
from
from
the
the
Onyx
Onyx
Coast.
Coast.
Yeah, Onyx Coast, like
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
or,
Yeah.
Essie.
Wait, I thought there was somebody else.
There is somebody else.
Presley?
You think possibly? Maybe not. Who knows?
I don't know.
I'm not familiar with the Xantharian Empire.
Well,
I guess I ain't from there, so I don't know. So Marcel will be like,
Well,
"Eh,
sorry, guys, I'm getting torn in two different directions. Anybody with like a martial upbringing, you can make a roll to see if
Okay.
you recognize it. I'll say
How
that.
about history?
all right, just straight.
Yeah,
I mean, just 20.
just
Or
whatever your history is. Yeah. Oh wait, there's not a
history.
history. Knowledge? Is there knowledge? What is it? Fucking history. Yeah, history.
Yeah,
Sorry,
history. Yeah.
my brain goes to Star Wars every time with knowledge because they have knowledge broke down into different parts in that game.
Okay, I got you.
I'm sorry.
All right. I'll guide myself as well because I've been.
Would I still be there with them?
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't
Okay.
think you wouldn't have any
Are you
reason to not.
done? Are you done focusing though?
It's
Okay,
like
well,
Holy
it
shit.
doesn't matter. I'm too
I
focused.
think, where you like probably nearing the. So I guided myself. So 21 plus. 1, so 22.
22. You would know that General Maximus, specifically, General Maximus, he is the leader of the Imperial Legions, and he is a master tactician. See what else do I have? Currently, with the I'm gonna say that's all you get for now. He is a general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Master Tactician General.
Basically, a very famous, a very masterful tactician in general.
Yeah. Yeah, Marcel will be like, I've heard of him through reputation. He's said to be a masterful tactician and serves as a lead in the army, leading general in the.
He is a great person. He taught me a good amount of things when it comes to battle. But other than that, I have not much recollection of anything past that initial altercation. I believe I was hit in the back of the head or something. How about you, Marcel? Anything you would like to share? Marcel?
Was it? Sorry, I couldn't hear. My headphones cut out for a second.
Is there anything you would like to share around the campfire?
It's not going to be hidden. I am from the Pyraster Kingdom. I'm I'm the youngest child of the House of Red Wing and everything. My father is doing a lot of things. I come from my family is very much involved in sort of the military and political spheres within my country and everything. You may have heard of some of them. I've come here to learn a bit more about the world and expand my horizons and gain more experience.
Cool. I feel like we've learned more about each other within this night than we have throughout this week that we've been here.
Hmm.
In in a lot of lots of ways, yeah. But in some, like this is just actually good to know, like some information about each other. In some ways, though we've already fought together.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in that in the
And
physical aspect, we've
in a
kind
lot
of
of
learned
sense, but yeah,
about each other, but background-wise,
yeah,
kind of
makes
kind of
sense.
refreshing to know about.
It's good to learn more about you.
Yeah.
Not as much as you're willing to tell.
Corvus or Okasis, any stories you'd like to share around the fire?
I feel like I'm probably at the end of that 20 minutes at this point. It's just
Then he just stay.
Well, I'm also from the Empire. I can say that much.
From the
Um,
Empire.
Like you.
Oh, that's right.
And I should probably not talk for your and I guess also my safety too much about my family.
Hmm.
But it's complicated.
fair enough.
Interesting.
But yeah, I came here to learn as much as I can to find maybe some answers. Yeah.
Answers to what?
Questions I have.
Like why the grass is green? Or the
That
sky
could be
is
one
blue?
question, yes. But I feel like the answer would be easy to find. The answers to my questions are not that easy.
Fair
Well,
enough.
if you ever need help finding answers, sometimes more minds can be a solution.
Yeah, whenever the situation comes where I could need some help, then I'll probably let you know if it's not endangering anybody else.
Why do you think it's putting us in danger?
Experience. Past things that happen.
Did you tell Kalen?
No.
Oh, all right.
No. But maybe if I had the answers that I'm looking for, I could have saved him.
Well, perhaps you should tell the Wraithhound.
Maybe
Perhaps if
Maybe
it's that
that's
dangerous, it could help.
yeah. Maybe if I figure out how to actually do the negative side, then I could use it on something else. Yeah.
Sounds like a plan to me.
But that would also require that I find a lot of answers to my questions pretty soon, because I feel like this is a lot more urgent to deal with than my questions.
What about you, Corvus?
Oh, me.
Yes.
What can I tell you about me? I'm something of a poet. Actually, I've been working on something. And he pulls out a book of black leather. And he kind of clears his throat. I've been working on this ever since a certain night with a dream that we all shared. He clears his throat once more. There's obviously a nervousness to it. And he says, Dreamscape triumph. In realms of slumber where shadows reign, we face the hound of endless night. Its howl, a song of spectral pain, echoed through realms beyond the light. With fangs of fear and claws of doubt, it sought to rend our spirits bare, but in our hearts a flame burned out, a courage forged in dark despair. Through misty woods and phantom glades, we danced our duel of fang and will. Our blades aglint in twilight shades, struck true time-honored skills to kill. The hound it howled a mournful cry, as dream stuff tore and shadows fled. Beneath a blood-red dreaming sky, the specter's form at last lay dead. Yet victory's sweet, elusive taste is tainted by a truer dread. For in the waking world we face, do darker shadows lie ahead. The triumph born in realms unseen may herald battles yet to come. For we, the children of in-between, must guard the realms of night and sun. He kind of closes the book and then kind of looks away, slightly embarrassed that he has shared his poetry with you around this campfire.
Kagu, while he was reading that and mentioning like the Wraith Hound, kind of like opens his like sash thing, kind of pushes it aside just to look at the scar to see if it's like glowing or anything.
It doesn't appear to be glowing in the night, beyond what the campfire is kind of casting on it.
Okay, I just kind of like sigh and acknowledge Corvus's poem, and I start clapping for him.
That was
Bravo.
very nice, Corvus.
Thank you. He kind of stutters a little bit on a word. Thank you.
Shit.
He looks back and says, I come from the Dominion. That's where I'm from.
Dominion. Can I do like a check to see if I know about the Dominion?
Sure. Go ahead and roll a... Go ahead and roll... I always want to say knowledge, but fucking,
Be
it's not
history?
that. It's gonna be history, yeah.
Can I roll one too? Just to
I
see
like
if I know anything?
not. Ooh,
Let's
natural
go.
20.
That
boy.
scared me.
That's my boy.
Nobody's business.
It's loud as fuck, isn't it?
Yeah, that was loud.
So that's the sound that played earlier when
Where
when Aaron rolled in private, yeah.
Aaron?
So it's loud as fuck for me. All right, let me get my
Could I
Dominion notes open.
Shit,
Yeah, you
can I
go.
roll one too, just to see
Yeah,
if I
go
get the
ahead.
same idiot information?
Go ahead.
All right, cool. I got myself. Oh shit, I don't want to.
Kagu
Shit, I love
knows
that.
all about me.
Kagu
The
know all
Dominion,
about
you
this
say?
shit. He know about the streets. So that's 10 plus 14.
Where is my... Here we go.
I knew there was something familiar about you.
So the Dominion of Shadowsedge. 14, Marcel, you would not get a whole lot with a 14. The Dominion is very closed off. But Kagu, you know that the origins trace back thousands of years ago, when a cabal of outcast mages took refuge in the dark forest of Shadowsedge. They developed occult shadow magics, and they used them to twist the forest to their will, bending nature into strange shape. And over the generations, their isolated society developed esoteric beliefs and practices that are completely alien to the outside world. There are rumors of dark rituals, pacts with otherworldly beings, and unnatural experiments that persist through, though few outsiders dare investigate. You currently know that they are led by Blight Lord Raxes, who is said to be ambitious and volatile. They say he's unnaturally tall and painfully gaunt, his frame hidden beneath a voluminous midnight blue robe. They say his skin is deathly pale and looks thin enough to reveal the bone beneath. And he has sharp features and a bald head that give him an almost skeletal appearance. The other thing that is known about Blight Lord Raxes is that he has 2 bloodline powers of an extremely rare gift. Although you do not know what those powers are.
Okay. So I just let Corvus know that General Maximus kind of told me about his people and his empire that he lives in, but I do not give any of that information out to anybody.
What you know specifically?
Yeah, I
get you.
just kind of say that I know of his existence, basically. 'Cause you know how you said they're kind of in the shadows, basically. So I just don't want to invade privacy, I guess. So I just kind of nod at him and say, I know a thing or two about your people. I guess in a sense, Kagu had he kind of had some thoughts about Corvus, but he just couldn't put his finger on it until now. So that's kind of the vibes he's kind of giving off.
I don't like to tell people where I'm from. It gives them anxiety.
Why is that? What's wrong with where you're from?
It can be a
I'm
dark
from the Onyx Coast.
It can be a dark and strange place, and most people find that frightening.
Not Kagu and I. We wanted to go into the woods.
Yeah. We are brave. Unlike, and then I just stop and look over at. I forget fucking Phenom's.
Kagu and. Well, is Okasa still here?
Okasis,
Did Okasa
yeah.
leave yet? Or is he still here?
I look over at Okasis and kind of like.
I like to think Okasis is walking
Shrug.
away right as this happens. He's finished. He's strolling back to the dorm.
They don't go to bed.
Is that what happened? I'm not saying that's what happens. I'm asking.
I mean, sure.
It's up to you guys.
If they don't have any questions left, then yeah.
Yeah, I kind of just say that under my breath as I look at Essie and Corvus.
Bravery can take on many forms, Kagu. I wouldn't judge him too harshly.
Well, thank you for sharing, Corvus. Does anyone else have anything else they want to talk about? I know it is getting late as well, but
I'm kind of getting sleepy. Start tucking
Alright.
into my bedroll.
Everybody starts to tuck in for the night.
Hmm.
And we're going to cut over to Kreslin. Kreslin,
Yes.
what are you doing? What's been happening? Share what you want to share or don't. Just what are you currently doing?
Well, I've been doing things, guys. Okay.
Doing something.
I've been doing things. So, as Kreslin, after she talks to Marcel and Casas, she goes back into her dorms, changing into her PJs. She takes out all the notes that she has taken while she was in the archives earlier. She kind of sprawls them out on her bed. She's going through her notes because she's trying to see if there was anything that she missed, anything that will help her, anything that will guide her in the right direction, maybe for the following day, as they go, to go research for more things. And as she's doing this, she is also drinking this tea. And as Kreslin is like obsessing over her notes, she ends up finishing this tea. And as she finishes it, she hears a whisper. Okay. In the whisper, it whispers in my mind. The whisper says, "She never left the academy. She walks its halls when the stars are out, looking for the door that was promised but never built. The librarian knows. That's why she locks the west wing." The whisper fades, but the steam curls into a brief shape, an open book with a key inside. So Kreslin had immediately grabs her robes, her belongings, and she ventures out into the academy. Her first stop was to go to the West Wing, which ends up being the restricted section in the library. She goes to look for a librarian, but obviously for it to be so late at night, there's no one here. Then she attempts to look at the restricted section like how she did when she was looking into the forest. Sadly, she was it was severely blocked. Now, if that was because of spell or for a low roll, you guys take a guess. And spoilers, it was a low roll. And then she decides to roam the hallways. Given that she's ventured into every room on the first floor, she goes into the second floor. She knows that the armor gallery is there. She's going to skip that room. She also is checking for any room or hallway that has a starry painted ceiling, keeping that in the back of her mind. Yeah. So that is she is left. That is where she's currently, on the second floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
If any of you are like, why is Josh not paying attention? I was trying to do two things at once.
Sorry.
No, it's cool. It's good that we know kind of what each other's doing. So,
I mean, they know, but their characters don't.
yep, they're out by the camp. While this is going on, you're out by the campfire.
You're
You're having bro
fire
time.
lights and shit, like blowing out and whatnot and everything. Because it was like I heard information and went to do business.
We're over here slacking. Cresselin's doing work.
I'm like, where's my magnifying glass? I need to look for this.
Mhm.
Wherever it is. In this
So-
massive academy.
So, Kreslin, you find yourself standing in the hospital. Have you been in there before?
No, but is the hospital wing majority of the second floor?
No, it is just one room of a few.
Okay. She before entering, she kind of like does a quick peek around inside the room to see if there's anyone there.
Okay.
Do I hear or see anyone?
Perception check.
Oh. Oh. Yay.
Damn, the nat 20s are out tonight.
Hold on, that was a
Oh, it's a private roll? You can make it public.
Yeah.
Just click.
Secrets.
There you go.
There you go. Natural 20 for a 23.
There is nobody in the hospital wing at this time. Allow me to read you
Okay.
the description.
Alright.
The hospital wing of the Emerald Citadel, located on the second floor, is a sanctuary dedicated to healing and restoration. Despite its practical purpose, it exhibits the same architectural grandeur and thoughtful design as the rest of the Venerable Academy. The wing is housed with a spacious, airy hall lined with rows of lofted columns supporting vaulted ceilings. These open-air arcades allow warm natural light to pour in through a series of arched windows and skylights, or in this case, a nice, like, kind of cool light to pour in because it is nighttime. The floors are laid with a polished terracotta tiles in a soothing, earthy terracotta hue, emanating warmth underfoot. At the heart of the wing is a tranquil cloistered garden, its walkways bordered by neatly trimmed hedges and flower beds overflowing with fragrant blooms and medicinal herbs. A small stone footbridge arcs over the burbling brook that feeds into a large crystalline pond. Here, peaceful sounds of trickling water and bird songs would be creating an ambient atmosphere that is designed to aid in the recovery process in the event that this was daytime and not night. Separating the arcade from the gardens are a series of elegantly carved wooden screens and trellises draped in ivy vines. These mobile partitions allow the space to be subdivided into semi-private recovery alcoves, while still permitting soothing views and beneficial fresh air to circulate. The recovery alcoves themselves are appointed simply yet comfortably with plump straw pallets for bedding and side tables for personal effects. Sturdy wooden chests at each of the base foot contain crispy folded linen sheets, spare pillows, and woolen blankets. Just off the main hall are more private treatment rooms with examination tables, dressings, and stores of potions, poultices, and medicinal supplies. An immaculate apothecary workshop allows the resident healers and alchemists to compound and distill cures from the botanical bounty flourishing throughout the Citadel's grounds. No matter how grave the injury or ailment, the hospital wing's harmonious interplay of nature, architecture, and focused healing energies coalesce to create an ideal restorative environment for students requiring respite and convalescence. The space cultivates an atmosphere of peace and revitalization that is sure to mend both body and spirit alike. And that is the hospital wing.
Are there any paintings, statues in the hospital wing?
Any paintings, statues, or what?
Just any paintings or statues.
Just any paintings or statues. There doesn't appear to be, no. Any light carvings on the wall are more of a intricate kind of nature just for looks, but nothing like a statue or anything.
All right. Feels as though there's nothing wing her. I don't think
You're cutting out.
looking for. Sorry. I don't think the hospital wing is what she's looking for, nor do I think that there's anything in the hospital wing that's going to give her an answer. So she's gonna venture out and go to the next.
The next room? Okay. I'm trying to remember what rooms you've seen. Do you
On
have
the
a-
second floor,
Yeah, what do you got on the second floor? What do you got?
so far I've got the armor gallery and the hospital.
That's all you got? Okay.
Yeah, unless any of the classrooms that she's gone to, or any of the classes that she has are on the second floor. It's just those two.
Got you. All right. The next room you discover is called the Maleficium Abolishments room. Which I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing Maleficium wrong. As you kind of poke your head in through the door, I will read to you the description. It says, at the Emerald Citadel, the curriculum devoted to confronting and defending against malevolent supernatural forces would bear the ominous title of Maleficium Abolishment. This intensive and bleak course of study would delve unflinchingly into the sinister underpinnings of corrupt magic, vile curses, and the insidious demonic forces that lurk in the shadowed corners of the realm. Students that are disciplined enough to enroll would learn to identify, unravel, and ultimately abolish or obliterate these unholy presences throughout the academic rigor and righteous conviction. The classroom is housed in one of the Academy's most archaic and heavy warded chambers. The door is ancient iron-bound, adorned with ritualistic carvings and sigils that guard the space. Their surfaces designed to repel malign emanations. The stifling air within would be thick with ethereal reek of smoldering resins and hollowed incense. The bleak curriculum encompasses histories of various forbidden schools of necromancy, hauntings, possessions, and the undead scourges that terrorize the material plane. And lessons demystify the dread abilities of wraiths, revenants, and even the dreaded liches. Disciplines include counter-curse rites, sealing wards, dismissal incantations, and potent high-level abolishment rituals to eradicate infernal presences. Kreslin, you would probably realize that this room is far beyond anything of your abilities at this time.
Yes.
And quite possibly dangerous even.
She realizes that this room is very way too advanced for her, so she's going to back out and close the door and go into the next room.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Oh my goodness. I lost my place here. That's what I'm looking for. All right. The next room you find is the trophy room. The trophy room of the Emerald Citadel is a grand testament to the achievements and legacy of the Academy's most illustrious alumni. As you enter, you are immediately struck by the sheer majesty and history contained within its walls. The room is circular, with a soaring domed ceiling adorned with an intricate mural depicting great moments in the realm's history. Soft, magical light emanates from enchanted orbs floating near the ceiling, casting a warm glow over the displays. Glass cases line the walls, each containing meticulously preserved artifacts and mementos. You see everything from ancient spellbooks and wands of legendary mages to the armor and weapons of famed warriors. Each item is accompanied by a small plaque detailing its history and the accomplishments of its former owner. At the center of the room stands a massive crystal pillar, etched with the names of every valedictorian in the Academy's history. The names seem to shimmer and change as you walk around the pillar, a magical effect that brings the legacy of these great minds to life. Interspersed among the cases are large displays featuring full-sized replica of famous graduates in heroic poses. These statues are enchanted to occasionally move, reenacting pivotal moments from their adventures. One section of the room is dedicated to academic achievements, showcasing groundbreaking magical theories, revolutionary inventions, and important diplomatic treaties negotiated by the Illumini. Near the entrance, a magical guest book floats in midair, inviting visitors to leave their thoughts. The book is enchanted to display only the most insightful or inspiring comments. The atmosphere in the trophy room is one of reverence and inspiration. It serves not only as celebration of past glories, but as a motivation for current students, showing them the heights that they might one day achieve. As the visitors leave, they pass under an archway inscribed with the Academy's motto in gleaming gold letters. Through knowledge, power, and through power, responsibility.
Dang. I don't think that's the room either.
What'd you say you cut out, hun?
I don't think this is the room either. I don't know.
Oh.
I mean, personally, I don't even think I know what I'm looking for. How many more rooms are left on this floor? How many? Yeah. How many more rooms are? I am cutting out. Jeez.
You are. There's 4 rooms left.
Yeah, I'll go through them.
All right. For the sake of brevity, how about I just read off the name, and then you can be like, I want to look more in this room, or you just move on. We'll call it speed checking. How about that?
Okay.
The Arcane Studies Laboratory.
Okay.
The Hall of Divination.
Okay.
And the Strategic Planning Chamber.
Wait, I wasn't there when Akasis was playing chess, right? I wasn't.
No,
I think it was just him.
Yeah.
No,
Nice.
no, that was
That was also in the Strategy and Tactics room, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
The Strategic Planning Chamber is different.
You said there were 4.
Yeah, I miscounted. There's 3.
Maybe that's the hidden door. Maybe that's the door I'm looking for.
No, that was just me looking at my notes wrong. I would tell you if I if I fucked up. I'd just be like, you found it. But no, that was just a mistake on my part.
Dang it. I don't think this is what she's looking for. I think when it says hold on, let me looking for a door that was promised but never built. Obviously these are built doors, so it's not going to be here. I think she's just going to have to wait until the next day to talk to the librarian. Yeah, I don't this is it.
Okay.
I don't think this is what I'm looking for. Feeling very defeated. She's going to go back to
But
on the way,
Mhm.
yes, back to her room. But on the way, she's going to look at in the main hallway going down the steps back to her dorm. She's going to look out for any paintings, any statues depicting a woman, a girl, or a map or a blueprint of the academy?
I can say with most certainty that she does not find any.
Well, darn. Yeah, she's if yeah, she's just feeling like the ground is swallowing her whole. She's just gonna go back, she's gonna shove all those notes that she left on the bed back into her into her pack, like and then she's just gonna go to bed.
Okay.
Yeah, upset, very upset.
All right. Everybody has gone to bed for the evening?
Yes.
All right. We are going to shift into a cinematic mode right now. No actions may be taken until the end of this cinematic mode. And everything I do is being done with consent. As the night wanders on, and you all are sleeping, a gentle humming sound makes its way from the whispering wood. None can hear it, except for one. While everybody else sleeps, a figure moves in the darkness, gently shuffling their feet, slowly edging the way towards the whispering wood. It does not trigger Akasis's alarm, because this person is allowed to move. As the moon shines down on Kagu, on the edge of the forest, Marcel, you awaken, look toward the edge of the whispering woods as a large skeletal wraithhound claw grabs Kagu and yanks him into the whispering woods. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Clarification real quick. So
Mhm.
you saying it was at the edge of the wood.
Mm-hmm.
Kagu next to me.
The Kagu's at the edge of the woods, moves,
But
shuffles to the
but
edge
then
of the woods.
he at the edge of the wood, and now he done got picked up.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
All right, but
Important question.
Mm-hmm.
Do we get a full rest?
I ain't done nothing,
Well,
so I don't really need
we
one.
are still asleep.
We'll find out
Yeah,
next
yeah.
time
Y'all-
on Cyan Ball Z.
Yep.
Dang.
Whose choice was it to sleep out here?
Right?
Crustlin gives Kagu a mirror.
What the hell? What a handsome fella.
I just want to say though, and this is just the DM in me talking about how consent is very important in games. I would never do this without. I went to Juan and I said, "Do you trust me to do something with your character? Nothing bad's. I mean, something bad's gonna happen, but like nothing. I'm not gonna outright kill you. Is what I'm trying to get
I was about
across
to
here.
say,
And just this is just a little piece of advice. If you ever do want to do something like this, talk with your player before you pull it on them, so it doesn't feel like, oh, you're trapping me in a trap card. I made it known that something would happen, and in death is not the consequence of that thing happening. It is just to set up something really cool for the next episode. I hope that doesn't break people's immersion on things, but I feel like it's very important to be clear on those types of things with players and people that are watching this maybe that might get the wrong clue on me, just like I pulled it out of nowhere. The truth is, when I asked Phenom earlier about his alarm, he could have very easily said, No, and Kagu would have set the alarm off about him being immune from setting it off when that happened. But you made him so he couldn't trigger it. So that's a interesting thing, I thought.
Dang.
But
It
yeah,
could-
so that's just for anybody that ever wants to pull that thing out there. I like to collaborate with my players and make cool shit happen. So that's what we're doing here.
I didn't know I was gonna be drug into the woods. I thought I'd do that by myself.
I'm
Well, my
mad that I was the one who had to see it. Shit. Because like the me outside of the character is like, bye.
Bye.
What the hell?
The me that ain't the character is like, yeah, no, I would have left you. I would have left your asses.
This fool would have ran inside to the dorms. That's crazy.
Absolutely.
One thing I will say
been-
is that this does take a lot of trust. So one, thank you for having your trust in me not to do something untoward with your character without your permission. I think for your continued trust will be paid off in the next time we play. So we'll see what happens next.
I bet you my boy Essie will start running in.
Someone better wake him up.
We
tap him in the shell.
obviously gonna run there after you. What are you talking about?
The way you're speaking right now,
I said me.
iffy.
Me.
Yeah, I know.
Bigfoot would leave you. One, if I saw this shit, you should understand. I'm not.
So what
gonna
you're
help.
saying is, if it wasn't our characters, but if it was us specifically, you wouldn't run after me, bro?
That's exactly what I'm saying. I don't,
Oh hell
what's
no!
the confusion? I don't understand what's going on.
I would run after you.
You shouldn't. Why would you do? I know I'm dead. You don't need to follow me. It's all right.
We're dying together, bro.
Well,
Fucking dude, if you jump off a bridge, I'm jumping with you.
Bigfoot's like, this is why people die in horror movies. Just thank you guys for playing the game with me. Appreciate you. Hope you're having fun. Any feedback on the thing that just happened? Anything genuine? I genuinely want to know, and I want it in the recording. Because I'm curious to what do you think about this type of thing where I'm like, I went to Juan and was like, do you trust me with your character to do a thing? And Juan trusted me. So what do you guys feel about that from a player perspective?
Okay.
You don't care?
Yeah,
I'm just genuinely curious. I want feedback. Like, if you don't like it, I want to know. That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like we're storytelling. You feel me? So it's like it's a situation of like the progression of the shit like got to a point like that. Where it just feels like the next step in what was gonna happen. You feel me? Like I like it doesn't feel like some random like transplanted thing or some shit like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's very naturally occurring next beat. So like it makes a lot of sense to me to just go this route.
Okay.
I do have a question.
Mhm.
I didn't know what was gonna happen, but did you have a certain way that you wanted it to happen, or were you like glad that we like went to the near the forest for it to happen this way?
Honestly, you doing it at the stables had what I was thinking a little bit more complicated, because I've wanted this to happen, like, or I wouldn't have come to you and been like, hey, can I do a thing with you?
Well, you had you had something else in mind.
And spoilers, I asked Juan this last week when we played. It wasn't just a tonight thing. I asked him last week, hey, do you trust me to do something with your character? And I asked him again tonight, hey, are you still trusting me to do this thing? Honestly, when you guys went to the stable and Phenom brought up alarm, I was like, oh, they're going to catch it. They're going to stop it. But then I read that alarm is Phenom going to make it so it can't detect Kagu. So it really could have gone either way. Like they would have caught, if the alarm had been set to go off with you, Kagu, they would have caught you as you got up to leave. And who knows what would have happened after that. but that's not what happened. And that isn't judgment on anybody doing it or not. It makes sense for Phenom to make it, or sorry, for Okasis to
Yeah.
make him immune to alarm. But
Yeah, like
if he hadn't, I honestly was like, oh, they'll catch it, and we'll see where it goes after that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
For example, if we would have been in the dorm, I would have probably set it like somewhere around us.
Yeah.
So and then not getting triggered by everybody, because I just
Yeah.
assume we stay in place. But outside,
Exactly.
like there's a different kind.
It's
There
like
could be a
different
bunch of
viewpoint.
situations. Like you move around, you hear something, you look for whoever comes, and then you move through it, and that's one like
Yeah, I get
like then it triggers, and then it's something harmless, and so I just
I
went for the
Really, you don't want like a
Mhm.
bunch of like a random animal
Yeah,
to come to like
exactly.
a rabbit or some shit, but it then set everything off. So it's like,
I guess my question is, did we just make it easier for you to set it up since we came out here?
Mm, I wouldn't necessarily say easier because I actually thought it got hard. Well, now here's the thing: it's not always going to be like, I wouldn't even say easier or harder because the plan was just for you to do a thing, and
Mhm.
like be moved into the woods in some way, which is
Yeah.
the song, the scar kind of pulling at you.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it was easier or harder, because
I,
that's not the point. The point is like they could have stopped you, and if that alarm had gone off, I think was kind of like,
yeah. I just feel like for some reason it's just very convenient that we fucking slept near the woods
you're
and
telling
then
me.
I get called to the woods. No, I'm just saying that
I thought so.
our
No, I agree with you. I thought it was too.
our fucking actions like led
it
into that.
yeah, it was
So it kind of came naturally, I feel like.
yeah,
I
it was a natural like progression
What if I told
Yeah.
you
for
that
sure.
I feel like that is the true illusion of DMing, right? I
Mm,
crafted this thing to happen, but you guys, without even realizing it, I crafted it in a way that it, even when it triggered here, it could have triggered and felt that way almost anywhere. But for the stables, it really feels perfect,
yeah.
right?
Like it was supposed to
Like
happen.
it's supposed to happen, right? I
Yeah.
think that's a compliment. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was asking that. I was like, did it make it easier for us? But yeah.
Yeah, it also kills because like the whole time I was sitting here, like I was debating. I was like, I don't know when we go to sleep and shit, but like I'm debating because I'm like, because like why are we just going to sleep? Are we not sleeping in shifts? This shit.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think of
Like,
that.
because I was like, my whole time, like going through his head, I was like, he would be like, why, like, wouldn't it make more sense for us to sleep in shifts just to make sure? And
Sense
shit, but then
wise, it
everybody,
does.
but then everything like went too fast, and we got to a point where like
But I also
you
feel
said some
like,
shit. I was like,
and this isn't like even like a counter argument, I just feel like it makes sense, is that you're all young teens and this is kind of like your real first adventure in some ways. I guarantee you, going on from now on, you'll be sleeping in shifts once that's over with.
Yeah. Live and learn.
I feel like it really fit. Like, you know how you get those young kids and we're gonna stay up all
Yeah.
yeah,
night, and then they're just snoring
You
the
just
next
pass
5
out.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to do that shit. Um, but yeah, another thing is like, uh, the biggest it's always good to ask consent of your friends, and your players as well, like when you're gonna do something like this. But I also think if you're with someone and you've played a game a lot, right? Like, say Juan and I have been playing for years, I would probably be okay with pulling something like that and not necessarily telling him, but it would have to be years of trust. Like and years of playing how I play and years of playing of him how he plays. Like you know what I mean? Like there needs to be a big trust. And I'm saying that mostly for anybody that just listens to this later. I always like to talk about kind of DMing stuff. But for this, I always want to ask. Um, since we're also just kind of getting back into it. Also, this game, I feel like this game is where, like the previous games were good, we're getting back into it. I feel like we're all the way back with this with this one. I don't know if anybody else felt that way, but I felt like we're 100% back, baby.
Yeah.
Um, um, Anything else anybody wants to say for the recording before we end it?
I'm glad Kreslin was able to do something because I was like, oh man, she's just over there.
Alone.
I ain't forget about the tea. I ain't forget about that shit, and I was waiting for you to come back to that shit.
She didn't hear none
I was
of our
like-
stories.
No, yeah, that don't matter.
I
I
was there.
wanted. She was busy.
I was busy being a detective.
She's doing the good work.
You guys will come back and I'll be like, guys, guess what? I explored the second floor. This is what's there. All right.
And then we'll be like,
they're gonna be
we
like,
lost Kagu.
And then
Like-
that'd be
oh,
I'm
We were
already
like, "Who?"
well, he's not
I'm
here
already,
for me to
like,
say,
I'm
told
trying
you
to
so.
figure this out. Well, we'll see. We'll see next week. 'Cause I'm already like, I know what the next 2 steps are gonna be, like, for Marcel and shit. But and I'm like, damn, this it's
To
crazy.
try to take my chips. What you got?
Well,
Oh, you're still going about those chips, huh?
You steal someone's chips and you're just gonna be taken by a skeletal wraith.
I wasn't.
So,
I was
hope-
keep your hands to
borrowing
yourself.
them.
Keep your hands to
No.
yourself.
Ew, disgusting. Don't borrow him.
I hope next
Ew.
week when Marcel and Essie chase Kagu into the woods, there's just like
And
a
Corvus.
trail of chips left behind
Yeah,
that we're
chips.
following.
Oh my god.
I
in
do have a
heaven.
bunch of chips, bro. Let's go.
Oh my god.
God damn it, you just spoiled my next bit, you fucker.
So
You son of a bitch.
well, it's gonna be me, Corvus, and Essie running through on some fucking Hansel and Gretel shit. This motherfucker.
We found Falcon Banes controlling the Wraithhound. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Son of a bitch!
It was me all along. We pull one of those Scooby Doo things where we pull the mask off the
Put a
Wraithhound and
mask off.
it's Falcon Bane.
No, man. We're like,
it was you all
Professor
along.
Falcon Bane.
Oh man, Smithers.
And I would have gotten away with it if it was for you meddling kids.
All right.
It'll
And we got
cost
a
us this
dog.
damn dog.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Fuck, I wish I was really good at making thumbnails. I fucking have all y'all in the Scooby gang. All right. Let's do our shout outs. My shout outs are to my players. Thank you guys for showing up. My shout out is to Juan. Thank you for trusting me to do something with your character. I won't do it very often because I just want to kind of I don't want it to become like a thing I do a lot. But every once in a while, it's good to collaborate, do with something fun. And let's move on down the line here. We'll start with Ocasis's player Phenom Taker. You got anything you want to shout out, bud? Any streams? Any shows you want to talk about? Just anything, man. This is your time. Let it be known.
No, not yet. Maybe next week.
Okay. All right. How about I almost said Eltrud again. Essie Trot. Aaron, what do you got? Any shout outs, any streams, any shout all that stuff out, man.
Thank
Do it.
you to Josh for DMing. Awesome. And Josh is also going back to streaming more. So shout out to all of his streaming that I've been missing. And I will try to catch more.
There may have been some shade thrown before we started recording, but it was all in good jokes. All in good jokes. There was nothing serious about any of that. How about you, Bigfoot? Who plays Marcel? Any shout outs? Any shows you want to talk about? Tell people to go watch. Save Will of Time. I'll say that.
Save Will of Time for sure. That shit's been fun. Been fun and fire. But shout outs to Josh, obviously, being running the game, making it a very fun space for us to play and have a good time being these characters and stuff. Shout out to my fellow players for making this a really fun, like, collaborative story we telling. And also just because y'all are helping me get more lore. And I really appreciate that you are letting me get more lore in this world, because that's all I want. And things. So shout out to that and everything. Yeah, I'm excited to get back to it.
All right. Kreslin, Paula, shout outs. What you got coming up on your streams? Anything?
Hi, I'm Paula. Watch me on twitch.tv/Paula0918, where I stream cozy games like Dreamlight Valley and Palia, and occasionally Fortnite.
That's not
Um,
cozy.
She also
Cozy
barbecues the dudes that come in her chat and are jackasses.
Yeah.
I enjoy it immensely.
Please don't come into my chat and ask me how old I am. I don't like that.
Yeah, but you
Shout out to
barbecued that guy.
Josh.
It was so good.
True.
Jesus. Y'all don't know Paula.
I missed it.
Shout out to Josh for creating this world. And watch Wheel of Time. Stream Wheel of Time so we could get it back for season 4.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Also, there's a show that's out there called Bet. And I think you guys would. Okay.
Bet.
Bye. On to the
Oh, yeah.
next.
All right. My friend Juan, who plays Kagu, what you got coming up, buddy? Any streams? Anything you want to shout out? Any shows?
Yeah, watch one of my streams. I'll be streaming. Myself sleep. Shout out to Paula for reminding me that it was D&D today. And yeah.
All right. All right. Until we see you next time. Take it easy, everybody, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.